My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Risk of Rain. I was spending some time thinking of a challenge run that I could do, but honestly, it's been such an incredibly long time since we've just done a normal challenge. So off go all the artifacts. There's Aaargh. Actually, Aaargh. You know what? Aaargh. Why? Because I don't play Aaargh. Isn't that good logic for doing something? Because I don't do that thing. And of course on Monsoon, because otherwise the game is not fun. I'm not saying that I'm just infinitely skilled and that I'm good at the game in any way, shape, or form. No, what I'm saying is that... Definitely those things. That's exactly what I'm saying, actually. I can't even apologize for it. No, what I'm trying to say is that learning to play a character on a setting that is not Monsoon is completely different to the way that you learn to play them on Monsoon. For instance, in anything but Monsoon, with Aaargh, you just farm until you are strong enough to take on the ultimate boss. But with Monsoon, you just have to make really good item choices as Aaargh so that you can take on the final boss as soon as you possibly can. Otherwise, he will just wreck your shit instantly. He's insanely powerful. Especially if you're not playing with, you know, Glass or Command or any of those types of things. You're at a huge disadvantage with Aaargh. Now, I have had a lot of people say to me, Ryan/Rhapsody, depending on whether they know me in real life or not, it's not Aaargh, it's Handy, because he is a robot, and he's handy. My answer to that is go fuck yourself, pig. It's Aaargh. I make the final decision. Regardless of whether or not it's correct. So this is an unfortunate early level, because we spawned kind of in the center of the map, so it could have been to the left of us, it could have been to the right of us. We took a gamble, and we were wrong. So we've spent at least 2 minutes there just going in the wrong direction. Now, Magma Worm is actually surprisingly not a horrible boss to be going up against as Aaargh, because our fourth ability... Oh, wait, I'm not going to even be able to use it here, am I? Okay. The fourth ability that Aaargh has is called Epidemic, and it spreads from an enemy to nearby enemies. Every single part of the Magma Worm is counted as an individual asset that can be hit. So if you get the Epidemic on him early... Oh, that didn't work. It spread to him, but it didn't work. If you get the Epidemic on him early, then he just takes a lot of damage, like lots, like very many DMG points. There we go. Look at his health. Yeah, took a lot of damage from that. Obviously, you'd be taking a lot more damage in Glass, and that's actually the only mode in which I've really kind of practiced Aaargh at all. I tend to show most of my gameplay in Risk of Rain, but there are definitely fun runs that I have occasionally by myself. Okay, so what have we learned? Well, first off, we've learned we suck at Aaargh. We are fucking horrible at this character. Secondly, we also need to worry about our survivability far more than I have been, because I'm used to a hero like... a character. Sorry, I've been playing... I haven't even been playing Dota recently, it's just I played, like, thousands of hours of Dota. God, I loved that game. Anyhow, no, I'm used to playing a character with much higher base armor, which, obviously is Aaargh, or with the ability to get into problems and then immediately just walk the fuck away from all of them, which would be the Huntress. I'm making a very clear decision right now not to play either of those, because those are definitely my favorites. If there were any two characters that I ever wanted to play in this game, it would just be those two. But, you know, there's something to be said for variety. And that's what I'm doing here. Alright, so what we've discerned at this point is that it's definitely not over here on the right side of the map. Absolutely not. We did circle back to get that healing thing. The health pack, that is. Health pack, yum yum. We did circle back to get that, but that was only because, honestly, I feel like it'll be really important with the amount of damage that I take. God damn, Rusty Blade is going to be really good, and if I can get both of those drones, I'll be very happy. I'm not even going to go back for that guy, because I'm coming back for those drones, so I don't really need to worry about picking that guy up right now. Ah, he clapped on me. Don't clap on me. I don't need your applause. I don't live for it. I can throw that back because it actually does move through terrain, so it'll hit the lesser wisp on the other side. It's really good to see this down here. Oh, and these. Oh my god, this is really good. Oh, fucking... There you go. Yeah. Because as a character that has, you know, a toxic floor thing and a spreading attack, you've got a lot of ways to deal with that kind of imp shrine. Okay. Now, one of the really good things about Epidemic here is because it works on, you know, range of target to target. See how it's affecting the center of the Colossus? It'll go from the center of the Colossus up. So it'll be able to reach a lot more targets, is basically what I'm trying to say here, in a very convoluted, not easy to understand, because I'm not explaining it well kind of way. Rusty Jetpack, wow, maneuverability is really, really top tier, so really glad to have that. So, oh, wow, they're not going to die by themselves. They're just out of the firing range. Jar of Souls, okay, so that's a pretty top tier use item. It's not the top tier. The top tier, in my opinion, would be the Unstable Stopwatch, because it does stop the difficulty increasing for the period of time that it is active. Even though that's only 7 seconds, it's significant. So, as Aaargh, you want a large group of people so that you constantly have your Epidemic just dodging back and forth between all of them. He's kind of like Han Di in that fashion, in that he's a melee character and also wants to deal with a large group of people at the same time, rather than people at an individual... I want to say at an individual rate, but I also want to say the word individualistic. And I'm not certain how I could fit that in, so that's why I fucked up that sentence. Yes, Rhapsody, not only giving you gameplay insight, but I'm also giving you insight into why I screwed up words. Yes. That's what you're here for. So now that I know this is the only enemy I have left, I can just chomp at him. So I will be exploring the rest of the level. Harvest the Scythe actually increases our critical hit percent chance, as well as making it so that critical hits heal us. I believe the default that it increases by is 5%. So the fact that every single character starts with a 1% critical hit rate means that, in total, if I have my math right, 1 plus 6... Oh, sorry, 1 plus 5 is equal to 6. Shit, I shouldn't have even spoken. I'm not going to go for the shrine, because I do need 80 gold left over so that I can pick up those other two... thingamabobs. Yes, thingamabobs. Lensmaker's Glasses increases... I believe it says in the files, if you look outside of the game, that increases your critical hit chance by 10%, but it doesn't. Apparently it increases by just about 8%, meaning that you can stack more of them before you get kind of, you know, infinite critical hits. So just be aware, there are a few inconsistencies between the things that things say they do and the things that things do they do. They don't think it'd be like it is, but it do, is what I'm trying to say to you right now. We are taking a very long time on this level. I'm a little not pleased. I'm a little nonplussed by the progress. But, I suppose I'll just play this shrine out and then leave. Yeah, that's good enough. I also could go back up and play the other shrine. With 58, I can play the 17 roll, which is the initial roll. And I think I can afford the second roll, right? The second roll is less than 31. I think it's 28. So yeah, I totally could afford 2 rolls on a shrine. But I can't afford the minute that it's going to take me to get up there and get back. So you have to think of your time as a resource as well as your money as a resource. God damn it. I keep forgetting that this game takes 0 fucking seconds to load. And it's going to take less time considering they're going to be porting it from Game Maker 8 to Game Maker Studio, if I remember correctly. They're going to be changing the engine behind the game. Which is absolutely great, because if you've ever had a breaking run where you kind of just get an absurd amount of things, you'll know how slow the game can run when there are enough objects on screen. So that's why I like these turrets, because they're going to take care of things while I refuse to. Except they are very, very vulnerable. So I should worry about dodging a little better whilst I have them. Or maybe picking up the drone healing kit, the use item. I'm not entirely certain if that's ever a good choice, though. Let's just say I can't imagine a situation in which that's a better choice than, you know, something utility-based like stopping time, or something damage-based like Jar of Souls, etc. I'm immediately going to go for that crossbar, so... And probably the health pack, if I had to guess. This is usually a very barren level in terms of items, but we're finding a very surprising amount of items in here. And by surprising amount of items, I mean more than 0. No, there's usually some items on this level. I should be kind to the level, right? And then it'll be kind to me. That's the, you know... That's the whole idea, right? See, there you can see how much damage Epidemic can do to a magma worm. Because the magma worm has to travel all the way up here, and it's actually a really impressively long flight to get up here. And then all the way back down, so it takes a lot of damage both ways. Okay. So, it's not actually... Oh. Really? I haven't got that... Oh, that's right, I don't play Aaargh. It's not actually too horrific. That there are all these enemies kind of gathering below us right now. Because they will be fairly easy to deal with. All we need to do is walk through them once or twice. Make sure that we dodge appropriately, so that we don't die. And they should just... outright die. Especially because we have Jar of Souls, so we're going to have a lot of damage output while we're going through them. It really should not be an issue. The issue at the moment is making sure that my drones stay alive, because I don't want to have to pay the fine to replace one. Because they become infinitely more expensive as time goes on. I say infinitely, exponentially more expensive. So they're 93 on this level, but next time they go down, they could be a few hundred. Yo. Oh, there we go. That's 101. Oh, I've lost all of them already. Gosh darn. Okay, so enemies are not finished spawning, so I don't want to use Jar of Souls. I probably should have used Jar of Souls arbitrarily just by this point. Just because I have it. It's fine. As long as I don't take much more damage, which I'm doing. So, what I'm saying is, as long as I don't do the thing I'm currently doing, I won't throw the game. See, there you can experience that the game has slowed down. As soon as I cast that, it slowed down. And it's slowing down even more right now. Luckily, a lot of things are dying, so we're getting a lot of healing out of our Monster's Tooth that I picked up from the shop up here. I want an epidemic to spread to the below areas. That's what I want. Oh, God. No! Oh, okay, so I missed the epidemic there. It really should not be too hard to... There we go. Old Lopper. That's actually really good. So now I'm going to consistently critical strike against enemies that are below a certain threshold of health. Fucked if I can remember the threshold. I'm so sorry, I really wish I could, but I cannot. Look at how much destruction we do to groups of enemies. Did you see any of that bullshit go on? It was cray, y'all. Okay, and we really should not have to worry about any of them anymore. They should all just die. Oh, hang on. One of them's hanging on for dear life. That's fine. We'll go back for him. It's not a huge time loss, don't worry. Unless I fuck it up. Oh, are you kidding? Someone's still up there? Well, that's the direction in which the teleporter is, so it's completely fine by me. Again, I did say I was going to get crowbar. Against creatures, it's a little like the reverse old Lopper, because against creatures who are above a certain health percentage, you'll do extra damage. Not critical hit damage, but extra damage. So it looks like at this point that as soon as I fail this run, this is the end of the run. So I do want to make, let's say, hastened progress. Is he... Oh, dude, that guy's fucking jumping up and down, isn't he? He's trampolining. Yeah, that's why he looked like he was above me. Because he was bouncing on this. I will get better at Aaargh over time. As I've said many times before, if you just play something enough times, statistically, you're bound to win at least once. Don't worry, I know that's not actually... Before anyone comments like, actually, I do statistics and that's... I don't know why I'm giving them a nerd voice. I do physics and stuff like... I've done physics and stuff like that. Do? What the fuck am I even talking about? No. So... Yes, I understand that is not how statistics work. See how expensive the fucking thing is? Oh, I cannot afford that. Also... Claymen, much more resilient than I thought they were, apparently. Oh my, okay, so I'm not just gonna stand there and farm the Claymen. What I do know at this point is that they're... Oh, shit, that's not... Okay, cool, it's not blighted. I thought that was a blighted Clayman coming up, and I was like, well, game over, guys, well played. Jeej. Alright, cool, they're just gonna kill all my... yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye, baby. Kill. I'm just passing my poison through all of them constantly, seeing if I can whittle down the crowd. Because, as I said, Aaargh is much better at affecting a crowd. Obviously, he has Epidemic, which spreads from person to person, so that's very obvious crowd synergy. But secondly, his second ability, the Minor Stun Strike, I'm not certain what the name of it is, also strikes through a crowd. It's penetrating, is what I'm trying to say here. And on top of that, he can coat the ground, which obviously can have a lot of enemies on it, in poison. So he's in a really good position to deal large amounts of AoE damage to crowds. And... hell, maybe even in a better position than Han Di is to do that. And Han Di only fights in crowds, right? Like, you do not 1v1 with Han Di. Why? Because he's not good at it. He's really not good at it. He's bad. So I want to farm as much gold as I possibly can on this level, because I want to try and get not only my drones back if I possibly can afford it, they're going to be my last priority, but I also want to pick up that laser drone, because the laser drone, as I've just spoken about my preference, for penetration, the laser drone penetrates through enemies as well. So it's fine to use I do need to kind of remind myself of this. I'm saying this for your benefit as much as I'm saying it for my own. It's completely fine to just use the Jar of Souls, because otherwise it just sits there on cooldown and does nothing. Why not just put it to work, right? I'm not losing anything by using it. It's not like it's part of my mana pool, because there is no mana pool in this game. Oh my god, 2 Colossi. So I very, very, very much need to kill both of these gentlemen to try and not only get myself a large amount of gold and a large amount of experience, but most importantly, get myself the items that they're going to drop. Note to self, it does not appear the Jar of Souls copies bosses. I thought it did. Maybe I'm thinking of that item when you kill someone in it. Oh shit, that's a blighted mechanical spider. We are very vulnerable to death right now. Death is a thing that could happen at any point to anyone. Especially us. So that's why the constant jumping and dodging and dipping and dangling. Blighted mechanical spider, there he is, he's on screen. Oh my god, that's exactly what we need. Ah, Colossal Knurl, thank you very much. Okay, so the Colossal Knurl has increased health regeneration, increased armor, and I believe increased max health as well. I could be triple checked and found to be false on that last one, but I know it is increased health and increased armor. Those are both very important to us right now, and they will keep us alive against this mechanical spider. Or at the very least, if I'm going to be kept alive against this mechanical spider, they're going to be a significant part of it. Okay, so I need to be dodging all of those fucking shots that the spider's taking, but because he's invisible, I can't see him winding up to take one. I'd actually prefer a Blighted Clayman, to be completely honest. And people call the Blighted Clayman the bane of their lives, and yet I'd prefer one at this juncture. It looks very much like the Blighted Mechanical Spider is going to go down here. Come on, die! I spent far too much time in this... Oh, that's actually pretty good. I was about to say, far too much time in this area. What's the name of it? It's the mask. It's the red mask. Mask of Infamy? Mask of... No, Mask of Infamy is a Binding of Isaac boss. Mask of Madness? That's a Dota item. I cannot remember the name of it from the life of me, but we need it, whatever it is. It's very important to us. It's so important to us that I can't remember the name of it. So here we've accumulated a large crowd, and you can see as we walk away from them how we are going to be dealing with them. Just dodging back on occasion to cast stuff into them, and then they're going to take damage while we walk away. It's kind of like the cool guys don't look at explosion phenomena. Gasoline is really big. It's going to help us with our AoE damage. Telescopic sight is actually not that good, because we don't have a significant attack speed as Hanti. Hanti! Wow, that's how much I like Hanti. I'm starting to see him everywhere. Prison Shackles for slowing enemies. I actually would have preferred to get the Rusted Jetpack, which was offered to me at the start. Rusted? Not certain. I keep forgetting the names of the items. Sorry, it has been quite some time since I've actually played Risk of Rain. As you may have noticed, I haven't uploaded video for Risk of Rain in some time now. Not exactly certain which slot this will take, or if this will just be a third video on a day, because I usually upload 2 videos on a day, and I'm trying to get through Outlast and Tomb Raider at the moment as kind of like story games. Because obviously, when those are finished, they're done, right? And then I have to replace them with something else. Whereas something like A Wizard's Lizard, Binding of Isaac, Spelunky, Magic, Hearthstone, and Risk of Rain, there's always more to do. So this is going to be surprisingly easy for me to take care of. Just look at this. This is the cheesiest thing that ever did cheese. Absolute insanity that's just happened here. Hell, I can even just straight up attack them. Oh shit, okay, so I can't do all of the things that I just said about straight up attacking them? I need more of them to be dying. Okay, cool, more of them died. Okay, I'll hide up here. It's completely fine. Yeah, it's actually not a problem for us, all of the things that they're trying to do. Because we heal from the death of enemies faster than they can damage us at the moment. Even with how scary it all looks, we're completely fine. Although, it is a little intimidating at this point that the only way I can deal with crowds appears to be by cheesing them. To be fair, we are in a small area, so if I couldn't cheese them, there's actually a really no way to deal with crowds. Okay. So they should stop spawning soon, which is going to be infinitely agreeable for me. Boar Beach is not on this level, Boar Beach being a secret, accessible level from only this area. And you can only access it if the bridge is complete. But it does not appear that we'll be able to access such a thing. Yes, Guardian Heart! Arms Race is even better than Guardian Heart. So, you might think, Guardian Heart is survivability, and you're going to be running through a lot of crowds, Ryan. You want the survivability. It's not better to get Arms Race. Hermit Scarf, god, that's 10% dodge chance. That's actually really big. Anyhow, you want the survivability. First off, no, because I just got Guardian Heart, and those were the strats. I knew I was going to get Guardian Heart. I totally didn't. Oh my god, I'm getting such good items. If I lose this run, that's like an ultimate throw, because the game is like, hey Ryan, why don't you just win the game? I'll help you. Ha! It's really trying to help me, guys. Oh, it's very enthusiastic about me winning the game at this point. I am going to take a sip of my water. Ugh, that's some strong water. Okay, so let me retrace my steps. There was something I was trying to say. Oh yes, you may think that survivability is far more important for me. I would say, no. Computer says no. Simply because of the fact that laser drones just don't die. You have to take so much damage for the laser drones to actually take enough damage for them to die that you would be dead before they died. Most often. Also, I'm going to go pick up those other 3 drones that I dropped before, not only because there are shrines up there that I want to play, but also because Arms Race makes them infinitely more valuable to me. I don't believe I've killed a boss yet. Maybe Ifrit spawned at the bottom, or maybe a Colossus? Unfortunately, the Blighted Mechanical Spider thing kind of covers over the top, so I cannot tell which boss has actually been spawned, if any. I really wish there was kind of like a number of those shown at the same time, or if it like minimized one of the bars so it could show you another bar. I really think that would be a very solid addition to this game. So there is a 349 chest over here, right? Pay the piper. I have the memory. And now we're going to pick up all of these. Perfect. Note, I was very happy with the amount I had to play those other shrines, because I knew that I had enough money left over to do everything that I wanted. At this point, anything else is just gravy. So jump as far as you can. Also, you may wonder why I'm consistently using the poison ability. And that's because it's actually, you are offered a small movement speed increase whilst you are, as Aaargh, moving on that poison. I believe your teammates in co-op are actually offered that speed increase as well, but I do not play Risk of Rain co-op because, unfortunately, porting is an issue. Okay. The interesting thing about the Blind Mechanical Spider is I'm never going to know where he is until he hits me. So you can see just the immense... Oh, it's a scavenger? Can a scavenger spawn as a boss? Really? I thought scavengers could only spawn outside of being an actual boss. You know, I've put a good, I want to say, few hundred hours into Risk of Rain, and I still learn new things all the time. So there goes the Blighted Mechanical Oh my god, tough times. Beating Embryo. Okay, so items have a chance to have double their effects, which means that every enemy would spawn 2 ghosts. Which, 2 ghosts. Leave the house now, ghosts. Yeah, no, every enemy would have a chance to spawn 2 ghosts. I believe the base chance is 20%, and I believe that stacking 5 of them linearly increases that to 100% chance to double the effect of a use item. I am not certain about that one, though, so do not take my word for it. Make sure that you check with your pastor and your conscience and your local Risk of Rain wiki guide. Now, what I'm doing here, you'd think, run for the teleporter right now, Ryan. You are actually strong enough. And my answer to that is, yeah, you're right. My bad. I didn't even think about it. However, the way I'm going to justify it in my head as being an optimal strategy is that I need the gold so that I don't have the possibility of leaving this area, the kind of undercarriage of the Hive Cluster, without picking up absolutely everything that was possibly offered to me. Also, I do need to note, I need to be very much more discerning about how much damage I let my smaller turrets, drones take. Because they will die very easily. They are very fragile beasts, but thanks to Drones Race, they're actually much more important than they would be in any other scenario. I would be completely okay with letting them die in almost any other scenario if I didn't have Drones Race. I just picked them up early because, fuck it, man, I like drones. Sorry, deal with it. I enjoy drone life. So I'm not taking any damage, but the boss is, so... I also could consider keeping... I have to win this run. I really do. As I keep saying, the video game is very much telling me to. Getting Tesla Coil on a melee character basically means that while you are kiting through enemies, they're going to die. And that's the same kind of MO as Aaargh, so... I really don't have a reason to not win a lot. There we go. Okay, cool. I need to get that. Timekeeper's Secret is pretty important because it's basically a second chance for me. Like, oh, you almost died, but we'll give you another chance to redo that and make sure you don't do it. You don't fuck it up this time. Really importantly is none of these guys are missile elites, so they're not firing stuff up at me, which means I can just go up here and go, yeah, peace, guys, while I wait for my cooldowns on such important skills to come back. So there, I just waited for Epidemic and my Jar of Souls to come back. And then I dropped down, I did them, and it ruined everything. Everything had a bad day after I did that. Surprising. Okay, 7 enemies left. We're in a very good position. This is usually a pretty barren level as well, but we are going to be exploring, and I do know that all enemies so far have spawned down here on the bottom. Why? Because enemies spawn with a very specific proximity to you, and that proximity should not have allowed them to spawn here up at the top. So this is, as I just said, a usually quite barren level. Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes it'll have a lot of health shrines, and you kind of want to visit those so that you can kind of Kind of. Good work, Ryan. Just say the same words again. Don't make use of any of your large diction. Large diction. So clever. No. What I'm trying to say is that you want to use those health shrines to try and mitigate your losses. It's not exactly losing an item to not get an item, but it's kind of losing an item to not get an item. 56 Leaf Clover is actually a pretty good pickup for me because I'm playing Monsoon, so there are going to be a lot of elites. There we go, another health shrine. So I'm going to be hopefully making this jumping puzzle over to the center. If I don't make it, I'm just going to fucking go back down to the bottom. Honestly, I don't need to waste... Okay, cool, I did. Yes, stopwatch! Oh... Shit. Considering how much we want to beat up groups of enemies, maybe that's a better idea. I guess not taking the stopwatch relies on me getting a really good use item before Providence to replace this, because I do not want to take the Jar of Souls into Providence. Jar of Souls is only useful in the fashion that there are a large group of enemies and you need to take care of all of them, and you want them to take care of them instead of you taking care of them. So them taking care of them, optimal. You can do that with the Jar of Souls. Obviously, Providence only has Providence, Shadow Providence, and those two Guardians, the Temple Guardians, in his fight. So it's definitely not optimal to be taking in stuff for crowd control. As I said, this is the reason that Handi and usually Aaargh are also pretty bad at versing Providence. Because you just do not do single damage output in a significant fashion. That's also why, usually, when you're playing Handi and Aaargh, as I said on the very first level, you want to rush to them as fast as possible. You don't want to just sit around dilly-dallying and farming. Which I'm totally gonna do, because I love farming. But, I shouldn't. Like, I'm the guy who plays Dota, picks Lifestealer, and goes into the jungle, and comes out, like, 50 minutes later, and wins the game. Or loses the game, right? Like, I'm not gonna say I win or like, I'm not gonna tell you whether or not I win the game. I'm just saying, I'm that douchebag. The guy who doesn't contribute anything, and instead has a fun time just farming creeps all game. I enjoy it. Right click for life, guys. Right click for life. Okay. Not taking a significant enough amount of damage to make me walk away there. If my drones had started taking a lot of damage, then I would have. I'm fine with going to less than half life, but if my drones start sparking or fuming, oh my god. Shit is going down. Okay, so we are going to try and make optimal use of those Providence health shrines. Those are the health shrines specifically to this level that make use of a percentage of your health rather than anything else. So that paused time for us. I did not expect us to go down to such an area that it would pause time, but it did. Oh my god, another arms race. This is really powerful. We just need to make sure we don't die. Also, I'm not too worried about playing these Providence shrines again and again and again, because I do have the item. What's the item? Well, I'm glad you asked. The item for playing those is the Bustling Fungus, actually. Because Bustling Fungus is one of the few items in the game that works on a percentage. Well, all the damage stuff works on a... Never mind, right? Bustling Fungus is one of the few items in the game that heals you using a percentage. It heals for 4.5%, I believe, or 4% per second. No reason not to... Ah, Sormarang, when it triggers with beating Embryo, goes in both directions. That's interesting to know. Oh, nice. Anyhow, yes, it heals for a percentage, which means that characters with, say, 1.2 thousand health, or 1,206, or 1,206. Fuck it, man. I don't need to... 1206. Read it whatever way you wish. I just decided to go through every country's iteration of how they would say that, but I didn't need to. I can just stand still and I can heal an exorbitant amount per second. That's 55 per second. Insanity. Couldn't escape if I wanted to. I don't know how insanity sounded anything like that lyric. I think what I went with was Waterloo, Xanadu. I really don't know how that was even vaguely connected in my dysfunctional brain strings. Okay, so I'm not going to spend the time to go back up there and check if there was a shrine. There are the top, medium, and bottom levels for leaving from the left there. And I wanted to get to the medium level, but I just fell past it. It's also interesting to note that at this point, I do have enough gold to pick up a gold chest. But one of the only locations left for a gold chest to spawn on this level is in a location that I would not be able to access with without a photon jetpack or 7 rusty jetpacks, if I remember correctly. More fucking dude. Yes. More drones. Just what I need. Mysterious Vial is also very welcome. Although, I believe Mysterious Vial is not... Well, no, I know it's not percentage-based. Okay, if I do not win this run... No, I'm not gonna say, if I don't win this run, I'll do this. Or if I don't win this run, I'm making this bet against myself. I'm just saying, if I don't win this run, I'm a big dum-dum. Sorry, too light? Huge fuckhead. How's that? That's nice to have. That's even nicer to have. Okay. So the reason I didn't activate the teleporter before coming up here is the possibility of more Providence Shrines, from which I would want to milk every single possible item. There's also a school of thought for thinking that I should leave these... oh my god. Guys. This is such a powerful run. And I'm even going to take a barbed wire because it will hurt and slightly knock back things we walk through. Which is actually very important for us right now. It'll be a slight survival mechanic. Because at this point, our damage, taken the fuck care of. What we need to do is not die. So, if that unstable stopwatch would like to appear at any point here, I would not only not complain, I would praise a higher power. There we go. Shit! Okay, so Guardians do a lot of damage, right? I just remembered that. Fuck. Alright, am I fucked? Alright. Keep going, Ryan. You can do this. Just keep on moving. You do need to fire back into the crowd, though, to make sure that you actually put in enough damage to continue surviving. Because a lot of the reason that I am surviving is actually from Monster's Tooth, or both of them, healing me for 15 every single time that an enemy dies. Unfortunately, Monster's Tooth does not stack linearly. Monster's Tooth, the first one, will give you 10%, 10 healing per enemy you kill. However, the second Monster Tooth will only give you 5, so for a total of 15. And then it continues like that into the vast future as far as I'm aware. I keep forgetting to use the items that I have available to me. But it's fine, it definitely looks like I'm going to succeed through this level. Oh my god. You wanna know how confident I am that I'm gonna succeed? I took one hand off the keyboard there for a second so I could scratch my nose while I was running away from such a large crowd. I worry about the important things in life, like nose scratches, not, trivial things like actually conquering a game with a new character, which would be very, very fortuitous for me. I am not going to be able to pick up both my drones. I don't know why it is, but every single time I play Risk of Rain, I get an itchy nose. I'm not even kidding. It's stupid. It's weird as shit. This nose is itchy as fuck. Oh, I totally forgot that there was that step there because the body of an enemy was obscuring the end of it. Okay, so nothing should have actually a significant portion of health left. They're all gonna die without my input. Oh, shit! Oh, my god. Oh, I lost so many drones. Oh. That's really bad, guys. I'm gonna need to get a lot of drones on the next level to kind of make up for that loss. If you were post-op to ask me what I think threw the game for me, I would say standing in the center of those enemies at the bottom left, bottom right, sorry, I can't tell left from right, of the Divine Temple and allowing my drones to die. That would be the defining moment of this game for me in terms of what threw. Yeah, if I'm very lucky, I'll be able to pick up one of them. Fuck. Oh my god, no. All the fucking way over there. Ugh. Sorry, just taking another sip of my my water. Hey, at the very least, it gives me an excuse to look in this area again and see if there is a shrine. Yeah, of course, if there is a shrine, I'll be pretty sad because it will have died as I activated the teleport. Oh, fucking... Of course! I thought the scavenger was going to despawn because all of the other enemies that I left over in this area, you may notice they're not here. They didn't teleport over to me, they just despawned. Unfortunately, bosses are a little more stubborn. Right. One thing you do need to keep in mind while you are playing Aaargh, and especially one thing that I should be keeping in mind whilst I am playing Aaargh, is that he moves forward slightly every single time you cast your main attack. You may have just seen some of it there. If you were watching very close. Oh my fucking god. I am salty because I'm faulty, guys. Really salty because I'm faulty. War banner! Yay! A thing I didn't need. Alright. Back that way. Perfect. Good! There was nothing here. So this has been an ultimate waste of my time. Woohoo! The reason it's ultimate waste of my time is because War Banner triggers on level up, and this late in the game, level ups are fucking rare. Early in the game, War Banner can actually be a pretty good boost to help you get through some difficult situations. Later in the game, it's just a little bit of AoE healing. And, I think I have, 2 Mysterious Vials. I have a... Oh, F to... Okay, G. I always click F, and I usually go back to previous levels, because I'm a dumb. I also should have gone and picked up another fucking drone, but honestly, at this point, if that one drone was going to make the difference, I was going to die anyway. Which really doesn't make any sense now that I think about it out loud. Okay, so if I needed that if I needed that drone so badly, or if at any point I need that drone so badly, I'm probably just gonna die anyway. because the drones that I have with me are significantly more powerful than that drone ever will be. They live much longer. They do more damage. They fire more often. Well, actually, the laser drones don't. The assault drones do. That's why so many missiles are coming out, because the assault drones just fire often. Okay. So here are the dipsy plays. If you've been looking for any dipsy plays to be happening in Risk of Rain, this is where you'll see them. Basically, oh shit, I'm losing a lot of drones here. I'm just trying to keep myself out of harm's way whilst everything else dies. I really cannot afford those. Wow, I'm gonna have to come back for those. Because that's almost all of my damage output right there. Oh my god, one of them just almost one-shot me. Yep. I think I've thrown here, guys. Shit! Oh yeah, I'm totally dead. Yeah, a blighted clayman got me. Sorry for the silence, I'm taking some time to internalize my frustration with myself. Back to the menu so that I can say, if you've liked the video, feel free to click like. If you've disliked the video, feel free to click dislike. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to my channel. Up until next time, that's been Risk of Rain, I've been Rhapsody, we've been playing Aaargh, and hopefully, you've been enjoying yourself. We'll see you next time.